Welcome back to part 2 of working on Breezy. Okay, so here we go. By the way, I know I did I pushed it forward here rather than after the fix. But the main thing is that all of this will go to the right, and that's by 0.069, which is not going to make much difference for the rhythm and of this. And then for the rest of that, what is that? Oh, that's from my yeah, let me pause it. There we go. Okay.
It's easy.
That showed me that I saved part 1. By the way, this is, as you know, this is part 2.
It's easy. So light, so light, so light,
Yeah, that's a glitch.
so.
And now this one we can see. I wish they were all like this, and then the nice even waveform before and after. That makes my job much easier. So anyway, yeah, that was bad. All right, here we go. So we go here. Very nice. Very nice. I like. How much? And then we go like that. And then we go Let me just see where it is. It's the bottom of a non-forked hill. This one right here. It's like a puzzle. And we have a nice, boy, this, I don't usually say it, but this should work. Although, no, that might work.
So light, so light.
Didn't work. It's so funny. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What we're going to do is just going to go a little to the right, a little to the right, a little to the right, a little to the left. Let's see if this works.
So light, so light, so light.
I can hear the glitch still, but it's much better.
So light, so light, so light.
I'm going to leave it. Now what we're going to do is I just want to move on here. So I'm going to see how long that is. 0.021. Delete that again. Oh, it didn't work. Well, there we go.
So light, so.
It's not perfect. Yeah, if it were a classic, if I thought this could be like, there was another song on one of the other albums I've been working on called which one? Several that are really good, but one that's my favorite, Hopeless Romantic. That one, if we were working on that one, I would be continuing to work on this, even if it took me an hour, 2 hours even, because it's such a good song. But this one's good. Not as good as the other.
So light and
it's pretty close to perfect. It's not perfect, but it's gonna, with the instrumentation, may not be able to notice it really.
so light and breezy.
Now this is interesting.
Light and breezy.
There's a plosive with the letter B. These are much easier to take care of. So for plosives, there's a plosive. I have a little preset which takes down all the bass notes or the bass elements, and it might fix it.
So light and breezy.
Much better. And it won't, welcome, it doesn't take away any of the space. It doesn't add or take away space. So I don't have to do any of that cutting and pasting.
So light and breezy. So light and breezy.
A little distorted, but it's
so light and breezy.
done. All right, so I'm done with the lyrics. Now what we're going to do is I create a file called Marriage. You see, you have the vocals, you have the, we don't want MP3. We have oh no, that's a different album. Breezy. There we are. So we have instrumentals, vocals, and this will be the marriage of the two. All caps marriage. Use speech to text. Okay, this is a totally different file, even though it looks identical. Now I take the instrumentals, And what I've done is brought these up and leveled them out. So they were different volumes, and some of them were real quiet. And what we're doing is bringing up the vocals in the mix, which I like to do. Sometimes I'll even bring down the instruments, but in this case, we're going to do it 100%, 100%. And we're going to start here.
The warm wind is blowing.
By the way, I'm going to turn the microphone volume down. I'm going to go ahead and just play the whole thing all the way through. And what I do is I make notations where things are too loud, or where I need to bring up the vocals on a certain line or part of a line or a word or two or whatever, or bring it down. That's normally what I'm doing. And I have a sheet of paper and I write all these down. Then I go and undo the, I'm pointing at the screen, it's funny, but I undo the instrumentation, go back to the vocals, and then then I go through my notes with the time codes and I make all the different adjustments. That's the way I've been doing this. Now, some people would say, why don't you just use a multi-track, piece of software? And that would be the smart thing to do, but I really like, as you can see, I like zooming in, and I just love forging the sound with SoundForge. SoundForge is just so Sony. This used to be Sony. It was like so many years ago, it was bought out by someone else. And Sony had bought it from, the name of the software is SoundForge. The name of the company was something else Forge. I think it was, or Forge Incorporated, something like, and then Sony bought them. And then now it's owned, I think, by another company. So it's hilarious, I think. All right, so let's go through this. I'm going to turn the mic volume down so you won't hear from me. You'll hear blessed silence from me. You'll just hear the song. And the first thing I'm going to do, and the AI tends to put like hiss or whatever before the song starts. So I'm taking that out, taking a little of the space away, and let's do it.
The warm wind is blowing across Biscayne Bay. As I'm sailing my catamaran on this spectacular day, on this spectacular day, on this spectacular day, spectacular. Spectacular day.
I'm going to bring that volume down slightly.
Spectacular day. With you by my side. With you by my side. With you by my side. Yeah, you're making life easy. Enjoying our time. Enjoying our time. Enjoying our time. It's so light and breezy, so light and breezy. It's so light and breezy.
This is one of those, I found this for the first time the last song I worked on, where the instrumentation and the vocals together have a misharmony and create a glitch. But it's only when it's fascinating. Because you noticed we didn't, like where did that come from? So there's a couple things we can do here. I can fix the glitch after adding the instruments. I can try to fix it. Or
It's so light and breezy.
I try to find
It's so light and breezy.
that somewhere else in the song.
It's so light and breezy. It's breezy. It's breezy. It's breezy. So light and breezy.
That could work.
It's so
What we want to do is go.
so light and
It's only there.
so light and breezy. It's breezy.
So we want to do approximately 2.384.
So light, so light, so light, so light, so light and breezy. So light and breezy. So light and breezy.
Could go.
So light.
I have to remember where the glitch was, but I think it was.
So light. So light.
So we have a little bit of the background singers here where we don't.
So light. So light. So light. So light.
Point. So 0.874.
So light. So light.
7874.
So light.
That could work. That could work right there. Did I copy it? Let me see. I did.
It's so light. It's so light.
You can hear the background singers there.
It's so light and breezy.
Which it could be okay with the. There's something else I'm thinking of. Hold on.
So light. It's so light and breezy.
Oh. I think I know how I'm going to handle it. We're going to put the instruments back. We're going to get it back to this point. What I can do is take just like this section, right? Isolate it out into its own file. Then then drop it with the instruments at microseconds to the right and left to see if I can fix that. Then drop the whole thing into the song and do it that way. It's a very unusual situation where the instrumentation and the vocals conflict, but it's only the conflict. It's not because the vocals or the instrumentation has a glitch. Maybe the instrumentation has a glitch in it at that point.
So light.
Usually it's not the case. It's a combination. But let's see. 115. Sure doesn't. It might be that. So, I mean, I can even do a version. If I'm just isolating that one point, I might even take a little out. Take the liberty of taking just excising a little bit of it and then seeing if that fixes it. Well, we're gonna fix it one way or the other. But now let's put everything back. I hate it. There are loud cars. One thing I'm upset about, having moved here. I mean, it's very small. It's a real first world problem, but loud cars occasionally go by. It's not that bad, and it's not that often. But when it's like leaf blowers. I just get so upset. So something I need to work through. Like some people would listen to that and go, "Oh, Mopar or whatever." They're into cars. Like, all right, yeah. I wish I could hear more of those. Some people would be that way. Like, and I'll take a break on doing a little editing or something, and or if I'm recording and that happens, doesn't happen very often. There are people who are into cars who'd go, "Yo, hold on, oh, I gotta hear that. Oh, let me put on my hearing aid let me open the window so I can hear that better." There are people who would be like that. I understand. All right. We're going to go back to 115. Maybe it'll be gone just by. I have a little experiment we can try. Let's see.
It's so light and
Oh, it is that hit. Look at that. Wow. I think it's that hit. So I'm going to try something for fun. What I'm going to try, you see this? Instead of here, like this is the very beginning, right? We're going to come in just a little later. And it's going to be, it'll throw everything off just a little bit. But I want to see if that, just for fun, to see if that takes care of the glitch. Very interesting.
it's so light and breezy.
Now it's still there. Very strange. I just had an interesting idea. I don't know whether this will work, but I'm going to try something for fun. We can always undo it. I'm going to try to mute, not delete, because we don't want to change the tempo. That is it. That is it. You can see the similarity in the waveform. What we're going to do is just there's a couple things we could do. Yeah, we don't have to mute it. Well, we could mute it, but we could also just bring it way down. Yeah. It just makes it like a nice little kind of a drum thing with the whatever they call those where it's like a wire brush kind of a thing, like and I think that's going to fix it, but it doesn't like go like a total mute, and that jars the mind sometimes. So we're putting it back in. This will be fascinating. I think this may have fixed it.
It's so light and breezy.
Totally fixed it. 100%. Wow, and when things go right like that, woo!
It's so light and breezy. It's breezy.
See, all these are okay.
It's breezy. It's breezy. So light and breezy.
Does that say easy?
It's so light and breezy. It's breezy. It's breezy. It's breezy. So light and breezy.
Just to let you know, I hear the difference in the drop off in volume here and the fact that this is a little too low in volume. Well, I can fix all that after I've married everything back together because there's no vocals there. So that's why I'm not doing anything or making any notes even. I'll do that later. That's something the AI doesn't do very often, and it did it almost perfectly. I'd give it 90%. Is change key. I think it changed keys, didn't it? But then there's one instrument that's slightly the wrong note, but it's very slight and it still works. That's why I'm saying 90%. There's a little shade of a wrong note, I think, but it's subtle enough that it works. Now, there is a feature. If I let's say that there was a time did a real nice thing in an instrumental section, but there was a clearly a wrong note. It was off. It didn't sound. It sounded very expertly played, so it could work. And there are people who like things that are a little off that would maybe even want me to have kept it in there. Well, there's a buddy of mine who's not into AI or not into AI music creation, but he is into AI, had heard about something called remaster. And I'm not going to do it with that because I didn't need it there. And I already remastered, I fixed that instrument so I didn't have to go in and have it redo that instrumental part. But let me show you. I'm not going to do it. I'll just show you. You go to create and then remaster. And what it'll do is you can go subtle, normal, or high. Never tried high, but I saw the video, and usually just subtle and normal. And it will change to a degree. It'll change whole instrumentations, not just EQ or volume or the mix of certain instruments like a mastering, somebody doing mastering might do, but it actually recreates the notes played sometimes in certain sections. It really, but it does, but the whole song is basically still the same, but it, especially depending on how, which of these you choose, it'll actually change the recording session a little bit. And I was able to fix that wrong note, but I still retained. I was able to go like from like a drum hit to a drum hit and then paste it, copy and paste. Now the EQ was changed. It did. It made it like a new recording session. It was quite, so I had to go in and try to match the EQ, and that took some time, and it might not have been perfect, but it was some doing. But the fact that it actually replayed that note, that was amazing. Now, in the future with AI, you'll be able to say, hey, like just talk to it. Say, hey, right here, you know how it goes, I felt that's a wrong note. Can you hear that too? And then the AI, being so intelligent, would go, yeah, I do hear what you're saying. That doesn't fit correctly. I guess it was a mistake. I said, can you fix that? Sure, done. And everything will be happening pretty close to instantly. All right, go ahead and play it now, Ari. It'll work. Oh, really? Let me see. It's almost like it's rather than, it's like, it's like a little higher or something. It's almost imperceptible, and it's close enough. It works, especially for this song. Right. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm just saying it's a nice pedestrian song. When it goes back into the correct or the old key, that whatever that anomaly is goes away. But it's kind of cool. And it's so well played and mixed and mastered, and the recording session sounded so good that I don't want to go in and like remaster. So far I don't have a reason to go in and remaster. There may be a little glitch there, but it's very small. I'm going to leave it. rhythm sometimes with the AI goes off kilter to the point where it's not, to me it's unacceptable. Sometimes it kind of works as a jazzy interpretation thing, but other times it's just it's a mistake. I think I'm hearing one here. Let's take a listen. I was wrong.
More and more I'm realizing that you and the wind are mesmerizing, and the temperature here is rising. More and more I'm realizing. More and more I'm realizing that you and the wind are mesmerizing, and the temperature here is rising. You're making my life so easy. That you and the wind are mesmerizing, and the temperature here is rising. You're making my life so easy. I'm enjoying our time, sailing the bay.
I almost am tempted again. If it were a great song, I would say, even though it doesn't exactly rhyme, I'd go.
I'm enjoying our time.
I'm enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying our time. I'm enjoying the ride. Ride doesn't rhyme with time, but the I, it's a soft rhyme, and it kind of works. That would be kind of nice, but I'm not going to go through the trouble. And this line works nicely. So
I'm enjoying our time, sailing the bay. While it's so light and breezy, it's breezy, it's breezy. While it's so light and breezy, it's breezy, it's breezy. Sailing the bay. While it's so light and breezy.
I'm going to make a bit of an edit that I've never done yet with Suno. It was bound to happen where the instrumentation doesn't work, and I need to go in and change the instrumentation. And I think what I'm going to do, and I'm almost out of time here for this part, is see if I can stop the instrumentation.
Sailing the bay.
So like
sailing the bay.
Like right here. Stop, like the instrumentation totally stops to where everything is stopped. That's my idea, and put a big echo, right? Like take reverb and crank, have a real strong reverb, probably maybe just on the last drum hit, like, and have it trail, hopefully long enough to where we come back into the instrumentation.
While it's so light and breezy,
right here.
So light and
this drum hit here.
So light and breezy. While it's
we get rid of that bell.
While it's so light and breezy,
I mean, it's not. The other way, again, we could do this like this, and then when it gets to this point, way down.